Welcome to Kenpo University. My name is Al Babinick and I'm your instructor. Never pass the center line without striking. Even if it's a little hit, we want to keep hitting the person. When you stop hitting, that's when they have a chance to hit you. So even if it's a little minor strike, they all add up. Okay, they all add up at the end. I'm going to use shielding hammer as our example for crossing the center line and striking at the same time. So if you know the technique, I'm going to do it facing you. Left punch comes in, whether it's a hook, roundhouse, whatever, you're stepping back, you get your outward block, and you're blocking the punch, and then I'm going to go to my chambered position and shuffle in with my elbow. And so when we shuffle in with our elbow, make sure your palm up, by the way, I passed his face. So if I went, if you were the attacker, you're coming in with your left hand over this way, and I step back and block, your face is right here. Why would I just pass up your face and come to a chambered position? All right, if I'm going to chamber, I should strike. And I'm going to do my strike across the nose, possibly the temple, and come to my hip over here. And then I do my push drag shuffle with the dipping elbow into the rest of shielding hammer. So I was up here, your face is pretty much exactly where mine's at. So from the block, from this position up here, as I come across, there's crossing the center line and striking, going to a chambered position. So I don't know if you noticed or not, but there's more than one rule in all these techniques. So when you do one motion of a technique, you might be covering a few different rules, okay? On the other side of it, not every rule applies to every technique. So, you know, if you're doing a technique, you never cross the center line, no, you don't have to worry about this one. You're probably gonna though, right? If you think about your techniques. So, but never cross the center line without striking. I'm gonna do one more. Shield and sword. I'm gonna do that one. So shield and sword, shuffling the left punch. So has nothing to do with left punches, by the way. Those just happen to be the ones I'm picking today. As we're doing the technique, I'm going to do a little bit of an angle over here for you. The guy's coming in or the gal's coming in with a shuffling left. I'm in my fighting stance. I'm ready to roll. As the punch comes in, this goes wrist, and their hand slides through to the elbow, and then I get my two-finger upward-outward diagonal eye slice, because first of all, I need to pull the arms up so I don't hurt the top of my foot when I kick them to the kidney. And second of all, they're not going to stand there. If I just went parry, elbow, and I lifted my hand up and then I came down with a chop, they're not going to stand there and wait for me to do that. But if you get that little eye slice right here. So I'm going to try to do it so that you can see it. If I was fighting somebody my own size, the parry would come in here, the eye slice, see how that's going right through my eye, would go up to the chambered position for the chop down. So this is another example where I'm going past the center line, and I'm on the outside this time. It's the reason I picked it. Shielding hammer, you happen to be on the inside. You're in between their arms. Shield and sword, you're on the outside, okay, but you can still do it. So shield and sword, I'm going to go a little bit on an angle for you. So I'm in my fighting stance, I'm ready to roll. As the punch comes in, it's wrist, elbow, eye slice, and I'm into my chambered position. So that is the same exact thing. I'm passing the center line, getting my eye slice in there, and that's what we're looking for. So when we're doing this, you have to remember the rule, never let a minor cost a major, okay? So if I was trying to do shield and sword, and if I'm doing it the way I'm supposed to, where this is wrist, elbow, slice through the eyes, they're just going like this, I didn't move them. They're still right there. I can still get my chop, my elbow, my check, the rest of the technique in there. If I went, I'm just going to do a poke, you know? So if I went poke, and I poked him right in the eyes, and it made him do this, oh, and turn around and run away, I just messed up the rest of my technique. So that little minor shot, instead of just a little slice going up to the eyes, I went poke, and I pushed the person away, and they turned or they moved out of range. Whatever happened, if it messes up the technique, that was the minor, and I poke, costing the major. All right? So if you're thinking about this and you're saying, hey, I want to add this to this technique over here, I want to add this to this technique over here, fine. Just make sure that you're not messing up the technique. Think about how people are going to react. Okay? Kenpo is based on pain and realistic body reactions. So you can't just do, oh, I'm just doing this rule and I'm going to ignore all the others. You gotta think of all your rules at the same time, which is the tough bit. Okay, but that's how to hit the center line as you're crossing it. All right, so never pass the center line without striking. Good idea. Thank you for watching this video production from Kenpo University.